know what I mean? Like it was, we would just play these crude card games, and like
Yeah.
Will was always the funny one, and I never would see, I've never seen the serious side of you until here we are years later, and I'm like, dang, like he's somebody who gives great advice. Like he can be very sensitive and not in a bad way. Like,
Yeah.
you know, you just kind of, you're just, you know how to give somebody some good advice that's going through a hard time. And I know 10 years ago when I met you, I wouldn't see all this.
That wasn't really a side of me that I showed. And I appreciate you saying that.
Yeah.
It's like, I had to work on that over the years because my validation in life, how we're talking about selfies and stuff earlier, people get it through likes and compliments, whatever their currency is, right? That's a form of currency. How do you get your joy? What makes you feel good?
Yeah.
Mine was laughs.
Yeah.
And I valued that over everything because that's how I got girls. That's how I got friends. You know what I mean? That's how I kept friends. That's how I entertained crowds.
Yeah.
It was my only source of validation.
Yeah.
So I've always had this side to me that was serious because I've been through some serious stuff.
Yeah.
I just didn't know how to use that. And I didn't know that people also valued that.
Yeah.
And so I thought I would have to be the funny person. And I'll tell you a quick story that's not too crazy. It all comes from a good place, but every opportunity that I see a joke, my brain just jumps on it. And it's like, oh, this will be funny.
Yeah.
And it's not funny sometimes. Or sometimes it is funny.
Yeah.
But it's the wrong time, Will. Like, you got to know your moments. But I had to really hone that in. And there was one time where my friend, Tony Brown, was in a motorcycle accident. And I've been in a motorcycle accident as well. So I know how serious this is. He was doing wheelies. He fell. I mean, he didn't break anything. On this one, he had a bunch of road rash. He ended up coming over to my house afterwards. And I thought, like, well, he didn't hurt himself other than some wounds.
Yeah.
We could joke about this.
Yeah.
And so I just kept joking with him. To him, this had just happened hours ago.
Yeah.
And emotionally, like it was a different experience for him.
Yeah.
And I should know better because I'd been airlifted for my motorcycle accident, and I didn't know what was going to happen to me.
Yeah.
So I know how important this was. But for whatever reason, I just kept joking. I think a few of them like were death jokes. Were meant to be funny, but it's like, dude, why would you joke about this when he just got in the accident?
Yeah.
And I think I did it a few times and people just knew who I was and didn't say anything. And like after a while, one of my other friends, Alex, was like, Will, like, don't, like, why are you joking about that?
Yeah.
And then finally Tony goes, I know, right? Like, Will, you're an asshole.
Yeah.
And then I didn't even realize, I'm like, wait a minute. Like this is I thought we're all on the same page here.
Yeah.
But I apologized to him. And then one of my other friends was like, if I'm being honest, Will, you do this a lot.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? So I didn't even know I was doing that. And so I had to really hone in, like, look, these may be funny jokes later, but this just happened. It's a bad time. And so I had to really learn that. But then I also like started realizing, like, in a different universe, had I gone up to him and be like, hey man, that's like, are you okay?
Yeah.
Do you think, cause I was in an accident too. So I know how scary that is.
Yeah.
I just want to let you know, man, like, do you need anything? Is there anything I can do to help you out? Do you need help with your bike? Like that would have been way more impactful and would have given me a better return on my currency in that moment than a joke.
A joke. Yeah.
I just didn't value and understand that. And so fast forward, like you said, years later, I just got really good at knowing when to joke and when to just be real. And obviously I do very little joking at work, but sometimes I do. Sometimes there's moments for it where it brings the humanity out in a situation that's very serious.
Yeah.
And so it's really hard for me, but it took me a while, but I got to a good place where I can kind of do both.
Yeah, for sure. Well, and I was going to go off of that and just say there's some people who, I mean, let's just take that for instance. Maybe some people would have thought that was funny after a minute, but on the flip side, like he didn't, you know, there's things that I know that I have said that people take it way out of context. And I'm like, wow, I didn't mean it like that. Like my bad, you know, or to me, I'm over something. So how is it that somebody is still so stuck on it, you know? And I'm not even talking about the motorcycle accident or incident, but it's just, it's weird to look at how some people can just hang on to things for such an extended period of time. And some people can just let it go and joke about it. You know, I know there's things that have happened to me in the past that people in their 30s are still angry at the person that did it in high school. And to me, I'm like, it was high school. Like, I'm over it. Like, I mean, do I wish that person ill? No, I mean, not anymore. I don't really care, you know, but there's still people in their 30s who are like, no, like, I I will never forgive that person for that. And I'm like, I mean, that's you. That's on
Gotta
you.
be a heavy weight to hold
Yeah.
for all those years. And
Yeah.
and not I'm not saying this to be rude or anything, but it does happen a lot more with women than it does with men.
Yeah.
And that's because I know some women that still hold grudges. I'm like, you got to get over it. That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
And with men, some men do it, but with men mostly, you kind of like fight and get over it.
Yeah.
Like you're just like, whatever. If you can physically fight someone, there's a point in your life where that's almost the best thing, because having lingering stuff, at least between men, is kind of difficult. Like not knowing if I go out, will I see them? Is it going to cause trouble? Do they hate me? But if you can like fight, and I'm not advocating we all go out and like fight, beat
just
each other
fight
up.
each other.
But something weird, and as someone who's been in tons of fights in my life,
yeah,
win or lose, bigger, smaller, right or wrong, once you fight, it's kind of over.
Yeah.
You kind of like, I'm not saying we're all friends afterwards, but I fought people and then I see them to this day and we just a little nod and we move on.
And you're good.
And
Yeah.
we can live with the results.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's women, for some reason, there's a lot of women that will hold like, that chick in third grade, she took my boyfriend. And, and I'm like, oh my God, like,
you're
she's
like,
probably not even the same girl anymore. You're not the same person.
Yeah.
You should go talk to her.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Have you ever ran into someone that you knew from like either early high school or middle school, like way later on in life, and they're like a completely different person? And you're like, wow, like who would have thought? We kind of talked about that right now with like me and stuff. But some people like I knew in elementary school that were kind of rude. And then I met them and then they're really nice. And then vice versa. I remember some nice people that aren't doing so good now.
Yeah.
I know a girl, and I'll leave her name out, but I knew a girl that was like not popular in middle school and into high school. And I didn't like her at all. I also wasn't popular, but she was not popular, but thought she was.
Yeah.
And was just kind of mean. And you know, when someone's mean, I don't know if you know this, but as a guy, when a girl's mean, but she's hot, you're like, she gets away with it. She's hot.
It's because they're hot. Yeah.
But when a girl's mean and she's also not hot, you're like, hey, do you even know? Like, you're not allowed to say this stuff.
Yeah.
You have no leverage here.
Yeah, you have no leverage at all.
So she was one of those girls. She wasn't popular, but she was kind of snotty and rude. And I think she did come from some money.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I don't know. I just remember not liking her. And then later on in life, she got popular. She's a decent looking girl. She's had some surgeries. And so she's dating someone who looks like they also come from money. And it's just like, they're just like a different person.
Yeah.
But with her, I don't know, because I've only seen her online. I haven't seen her in person. I don't want to like guess. But it's like, oh, she just changed her physical appearance to match the way she was already acting.
Yeah.
But people do change. I mean,
know.
I don't know. All those years of getting bullied, I'm sure on her behalf, like, they all add up. So like, I'm sure she's bullying some other people now.
Yeah.
If you enjoy puppies and you enjoy homes, there's Puppies Without Homes. If you subscribe to this channel, that could help a puppy find a home, I bet. Probably. I wouldn't risk it.